so happy to see you today. Welcome to the beach. We're going to read some beach stories and we're going to get to spend some time at the water. We are at Big Fish Lake and it's one of my favorite places to read a book. So let's get started with our first one, All You Need for a Beach. And this is by Alice Schertle. Let's see what works to bring to a beach. Try to think of things you can think of. One grain of sand, like the smallest seed. One tiny grain is all you need for a beach. Except for 10 million other grains of sand and 5 million more. Spread them all out on the sandy shore. Trillions of grains of sand, and each one is a small piece of your very own beach. Great. One more thing before you're done. Don't forget to add the sun. You'll need just how many suns? One. Good job. One sun. Now you've got a beach that's hot. You'll need a yellow umbrella, a circle of shade, sunglasses, beach towel, and lemonade, bucket and shovel, a big blue ball. And that's all. Except for, what do you think is missing? The seagulls. Plenty of those. Some in the sky, some making rows of seagull tracks where the sand is wet. Wet, you say? Did the sand get wet that way? A beach needs sand that's wet and squishy, waves rolling in, all foamy and fishy. A beach needs an ocean, sparkly blue. Better than that, too. Now you're through. Sand and sea, sun and shade, buckets and balls and lemonade, fish in the water, birds on the wing. You really don't need another thing, except for a couple of sails, 3 or 4 whales, pelicans fishing. Look out! Waves come swishing to tickle some toes. Toes? What toes are those? You know those toes. 10 toes belong to you know who. All you need for a beach is you. The end. Thank you for joining us for All You Need for a Beach. We'll see you in a minute.
All across the country, people are coming together to speed up what we can learn about health. The All of Us Research Program is calling on 1 million people to join us as we try to change the future of health. For your family, for future generations, for all of us. Visit joinallofus.org and find out how you can become 1 in a million.
Hi there, ready for our very next book, and it's Favorite Places, Fun at the Beach. Let's find out more about our beach. Fun at the beach. We are going to the beach, but don't forget to put on your sunscreen. Fun in the sand. You can build a sand castle. Look, it's a sand car. That's really cool. And there's a sand castle. Be safe. You must tell a grown-up when you go into the water, and make sure a grown-up can always see you when you're near the water. Fun in the water. We love to go in the water, and we like to have fun and splash. Do you like to splash when you're swimming? I do. It keeps me nice and cool. Then it's time for lunch. You can have a picnic. They brought an apple, a sandwich, and, you're right, some juice. Seashells. We look for seashells. Some are smooth, some are spiky, and some are shiny. Those are pretty shells. Rock pools. We look for a rock pool. We find shells. There might be a crab, starfish, seaweed. Lots of cool things at the water. Ooh, and when it's windy, we fly a kite. The wind blows the kite up high. Ooh, time for ice cream. You can buy an ice cream that might be mint. Ooh, this one looks strawberry and vanilla. What is your favorite ice cream to eat? I think mine is mint. Good choice. A picnic is a meal that you eat outside. You play in the rock pool. You might find some seashells. And most important, you wear your sunscreen when you go to the beach. The end. All right, stay tuned. We'll be right back in a minute.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with a sun protection factor, or SPF, of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. UVA rays age the skin, UVB rays burn, and both cause cancer. But the perfect sunscreen doesn't count if you use it wrong. Don't need sunscreen on a cloudy day? Wrong. 80% of UV rays still get through the haze. Only use sunscreen at the beach? Nope. Anytime you're outside, UV rays attack the skin, so you need protection. And you have to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Medicaid and CHIP offer free or low-cost health coverage for kids and teens. These programs cover doctor's appointments, hospital visits, prescriptions, shots, and more. As parents, we get peace of mind knowing that our children are covered if they are sick or get injured. You may now be eligible for Medicaid too, even if you've applied in the past. Enrollment is always open. Visit insurekidsnow.gov or call 1-877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
And there you are. We're ready to get started on our next book, Dino Trucks Dig to the Beach. And this is by Chris Gall. Let's see if dino trucks dig the beach. Millions of years ago, the summers were so hot they never seemed to end. Dino trucks ruled the earth. The jungle was steamy, bugs flew everywhere, and the dino trucks were getting grumpy and overheated. They needed a vacation. One sunny Sunday morning, Tyrannosaurus trucks let the dino trucks go to a secret beach. The breezes were cool and the waves crashed over the sand. The dino trucks honked with excitement and plowed straight into the water. Ooh, Cranosaurus poked his head under the waves and he went fishing. Out of the water, dino trucks you'll rust quick. Then the dino trucks pulled themselves out of the surf. Dinosaurus immediately buried himself in the sand. Dumplosaurus accidentally ran into a nest of crabs. Ouch! Look at all those crabs. The Diliosaurus fell asleep in the sun. Too bad they forgot their sunscreen. Oh, look how red they are. Garbagelodon went looking for food in a nearby tide pool. But the starfish had other plans. Oh no! Cementosaurus was so excited that he started to go, but the seagulls got to him first. Don't look down! Out of the water, Amphibiodon and Scuposaurus went high into the air. The Rolodon flattened some trees and made surfboards for everyone. Surf's up, dino trucks! There they all are, surfing away. That afternoon, Tyrannosaurus trucks decided that the dino truck should build the biggest sandcastle ever. That was a tongue twister. But the dino trucks never made a sandcastle before. When Digosaurus started to dig, the sand was flying everywhere. Rolodon wanted to help, but he accidentally kept flattening all their work. And every time Dumplicus would dump his load of sand, the waves washed it away. Oh no. Cementosaurus thought it would be fun to lay a foundation. Tyrannosaurus trucks could not believe what he was seeing. No, not there. This was not the way to make a sandcastle. Let's get organized, dino trucks. Tyrannosaurus truck roared, and he assigned a job to everyone. Doceratops pulled up the sand. Dumplicus moved the rocks. Digosaurus dug out the moat. And Cranosaurus lifted the driftwood. Finally, the dino trucks stood back and they admired their work. It was the best sandcastle they had ever seen, even if it was the only sandcastle they've ever seen. Dumplicus scratched the sand out of his moving parts. Something still seemed to be missing from their castle, but he didn't know what. What do you think is missing? What do they need? Suddenly, the dino trucks heard a tiny honk coming from way out in the water. They had been so busy that they hadn't noticed the tide was coming in. Little Scuposaurus was surrounded by the sea and, what are those? Sharks! Tyrannosaurus trucks to the rescue. He roared and he splashed into the water. He scooped up the frightened little dino truck and he captured all of those pesky sharks. Boy, was he tough. Then he found a great new home for them. Now, the castle was perfect. Where do you think the sharks went? Right into the moat of the castle they made. How silly. And the sun set over the sea. The dino trucks hoped that the summer would never end. The end. All right, let's take a break. We'll be back here soon.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are in the right seats for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Welcome to Dance Time with Joseph.
And there you are, ready for our next book, Beach Day. And it's by Patricia Lakin. Let's see who's going to the beach now. Hot, said Sam. Sunny, said Pam. Sweaty, said Will. Swim, said Jill. Beach, said Sam, Pam, Will, and Jill. Swimsuit, said Sam. Sun hat, said Pam. Sunblock, said Will. Sunglasses, said Jill. We're off, said Pam and Will and Jill and Sam. Look, said Sam. A park, said Pam. With swings, said Will. And shades, said Jill. Let's play, said Sam, Pam, Will, and Jill. To the beach, said Sam. Which way, said Pam. Left, said Will. Right, said Jill. Lost, sighed Pam, Sam, Will, and Jill. They pedaled up and they pedaled down. They looked for beach signs all around. They pedaled under and they pedaled over. They pedaled in a field of clover. Picnic, said Sam, Pam, Will, and Jill. Sandwich, said Sam. Pasta, said Pam. Pickles, said Will. And burp, said Jill. Nap time, said Sam, Pam, Will, and Jill. They slept past 1, they slept past 2, they slept past 3, and they slept past 4. Let's go, said Sam. But where, said Pam. Over there, said Will. That's a hill, said Jill. Push, said Pam, Sam, Will, and Jill. Sand, said Pam. Waves, said Pam. Water and waves and gulls, said Jill. Beach, said Sam, Pam, Will, and Jill. No umbrella, said Sam. No snack bar, said Pam. No chairs, said Will. No people, said Jill. No sun, cried Sam, Pam, Will, and Jill. Sam, Pam, Will, and Jill looked up, and then Sam, Pam, Will, and Jill all smiled. And they swam by the light of the moon. The end. All right, let's take a break. We'll be back.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
I'm Natalie Moser. I'm a volunteer here at Canine Stray Rescue League, and this soft guy is Corbin. Corbin is about 4 years old. He is about 85 pounds. Could probably use a little bit more exercise to get some of that weight off. He's a mixed breed. We have kind of bets going on what kind of mix he is. Lots of thoughts and suggestions. Corbin has gorgeous blue eyes. They're almost Arctic blue. So that makes us think he possibly has some husky in him. He's got very soft fur. He looks like he's got lab. We've thrown out just hound, just tons of different things. So we're not sure what he is, but he's 100% good boy. He's not a Velcro dog, but he does like to be near you. So he's not going to be the kind of dog that's going to have to be on your lap. But he likes to kind of sit next to you and just kind of hang out with you. He likes to go for his walks. We walk him on an easy walk harness, and he does really, really good with that. He can use some training. He knows basic commands. He's pretty smart, so it shouldn't take him too long to get any commands down that you want him to know. He does respond well to things like off and different commands like that, and he's just a kind of easygoing type of guy. He was adopted out and he was brought back because they said he had some resource guarding issues with the other dog in the home and with, I believe, their children too. So we have not been able to replicate that here, but we are asking for kids to be at least 13 years old in the home, and more calm kids. He wouldn't enjoy a very rambunctious, lots of party kind of home. He is one of those independent kind of loyal dogs, so he's not going to need a lot of your time like to play with him. He can play independently, just kind of likes to chill. He's wonderful in a car. He loves car rides, loves to go on short adventures. Not much of a treat fan, but he loves canned food. So dry kibble, dry treats, he kind of shrugs those off. But if you have some canned food, he is all in and will do just about anything you ask him to. He does need someone who can instill confidence and leadership in him. He's a pretty confident dog. He does have some issues. He's a little hand shy. So when we were evaluating him, the fake hand that we used, he was terrified of it. So we don't know why he would be scared of that, but just something to know about him. Because of his possible resource guarding, we just want to make sure that someone can keep up with his training, make sure that he doesn't have any resource guarding, that the person who adopts him should be able to trade up for him and really keep that going. We've been doing that here. He responds really well. Again, canned food, not that dry stuff. He's pretty nervous here in the kennel environment, so we do think that he would do best in more of a calm, more predictable style home. He just wants to kind of chill out with you, relax, be near you, and be with you. He follows you around. He's just a good boy. We're surprised he's still here because he's just really, really fun. He can be playful. He does love to be with other dogs, and in fact, he seems to really perk up a lot with other dogs. Again, with the resource guarding, you want to be careful that you're always on top of that so that you understand. So the adopter needs to understand that even though he enjoys other dogs, you'll always have to be careful with a dog that has shown possible resource guarding, and understand how to work through that with him and manage it with two dogs. So he'd love to meet any doggy friends that he would be living with. If you're interested in adopting Corbin or any of our other adoptable dogs, go to k9stray.com, fill out an application, or come visit us during our open business hours.
Hello, we're ready for our very last book today. It's starting to get darker out and we've had a very long day at the beach. So how about some bats at the beach? And this book is by Brian Lies. Even the bats like to go to the beach. Let's see. Sun slips down and all is still. Soon we can't tell sky from hill. Now from barn and cave and rafters, be it bats pour out with windshields and cheeks of laughter. The rising moon can grow no fatter, and the sky lights up with gleeful chatter. Quick, call out. I'd call, and I can tell you to reach all. The moon is perfect for bats at the beach. Soon we've got our buckets, our towels, banjos, blankets, books, and towels strapped on our backs and under our wings. Have we forgotten anything? Ooh, looking out into the breeze, we launch, we sail above the darkened trees, flying fast to wet our feet, and our hands are down to the foamy ocean where we meet. At last, we hear the deep bass thump as the waves on the seashore, they crash and they bump. Now the shoreline spreads below, and we pull in our wings, and down we go. How delicious, oh how sweet to feel warm sand beneath our feet. Quick, set up, spread out all the blankets on the sand. We want to get going from where the fun is at hand. We hurry down to the water, and we forget that the moon is in motion. What's the first thing we should do? So many games before the night's through. Like playing with the white stuff that we find, the sand, and the others that might have left behind. Burying friends from chin to knee, we're all scratchy where no sand should be. Making friends from other places with different foods and different faces. Or sailing to terrific heights, taking turns at being kites. Little bats dig the sand caves deep, and the old lie in the moon, sound asleep. There's really no more thrilling ride than surfing on a summer tide, or sailing in with the wings boat race, and the salty water spraying on our face. But it's mealtime, so what's to eat? Baskets grow, and they're full of yummy treats. Beetles, ants, and milkweed bugs, crickets, moths, and pickled slugs, dragonflies or salty skeeters, no room here for picky eaters. That's a dinner. Bugs are swallows on toast on slender sticks, while cousins do their ocean sticks. And later on, though the stomachs hurt, we'll try to make snack bars for dessert. Quick, don't miss it. The old bats are singing. They sing that bat song that they learned when they were first winging. Music rolls on, but no more games, as embers pop within the flames. Little ones climb onto leathery laps, and they demand to rest, but not to nap. At last, the east sky purples, the sun is coming. The last few notes of banjo strumming brings our beach night to an end, to say farewell to their newfound friends. Pick up our things, shake out the sand, and give the noisy gulls a handout. Quick, let's go, let's fly away. We've got to get home before the day. Flutter home, drained and weary. Small bats doze off, tired and leery. Daybirds start to chirp and peep. Now back to the crevice, and we creep. We sigh and we snuggle close together to dream about the moony weather. Shh, now sleep. The moon's out of reach. The wings were just perfect for the bats at the beach tonight. The end. Thank you for coming and spending some time at the beach with me for stories. I hope to see you soon.